Hey guys, Modest Modder here, back with another video. So now I've got the Anker Astro Pro 2 external battery, 20,000 milliamp hours of battery for any kind of remote charging you might need to do. This is the box. It's it's actually a little smaller than I was expecting, but I know the battery itself is relatively large. So again, it comes in this bag, and this must be an Amazon thing so that it doesn't get all scuffed up rattling around inside the box that it ships in or something. But the GoPro I looked at earlier had the same thing. I got them both from Amazon, so I'm betting that's what it is. But anyway, here's the box. It's just a box. You've got this nice textured outer cover on it. I think I picked this one up for about 80 bucks, but originally it was supposed to be well over 100, somewhere around the $150 mark or so. So you'd expect kind of high quality packaging from something like that. Anyway, if we slide this top part off, which is a little harder than it might seem, we're left with a nice Anker Smart Just Got Easier box. So pretty boring. Go ahead and open her up here. Alright, here we go. So first thing we see is this little pamphlet. You're on your way to enjoying Power IQ. This little card here. Get it? See? It shows the power flowing to the devices. It's kind of cool. Just another ad for their company, so if you want to check out some of their other products, you can. Here's the battery. We'll go ahead and set that aside for now, see what else is in here. Cover, and then a couple other things. So we've got an AC charger here with a 12-volt plug. That's important. We'll get to that later. But this plugs into the wall. We have a nice little carrying case here. This is really nice, actually. The unit itself has a nice brushed aluminum finish on it, so this will help you transport it and not scuff it up. I actually really like that. It's a nice touch. Some instruction manuals here. Definitely want to read that because every battery you have to care for differently depending on how it's made. I actually don't know off the top of my head what type this is, if it's lithium ion, nickel metal hydride, that sort of thing. But this should tell you how to properly care for it so it doesn't lose its capacity over time, or at least not as quickly. I'll also tell you maximum wattage outputs and that sort of thing. I think I saw somewhere it's got 4.5 amps output. That's huge. Voltage output, 9 volts or 12 volts. 12 volts again is important. We'll talk about that in a minute. Weight, 510 grams, 18 ounces. 20,000 milliamp hours of charge again. So, takes 5 to 6 hours to charge via the 12-volt adapter. And so on and so forth. Oh, and of course, about 15 other languages in here too. There's about 5 to 10 pages of actual good instructions in there. So it's good to read once in a while. Happy? Of course I am. Just got another huge battery. Customer support. And so on. Okay. And then lastly, we've got this, looks like some sort of a 12-volt charger cord and a USB cord. So that's it. Now let's take a look at the actual unit here. So here's the battery. Anker Astro Pro series. It's about the size of a Kindle maybe or so. I've got a book here I can line it up with. It's kind of I don't know, about the size of a book, you know, about the same thickness as a book or so. It's kind of heavy, a lot heavier than this paperback that I got here. It's actually a hardcover book, but you'll notice it's nice brushed aluminum. It's picking up my fingerprints already. Awesome. The display here, if you push the button on, it's got a backlight too. So it'll show you roughly how much battery is left. So right now we've got about 80% left or so. On the top, here's your charger cord plug for your 12-volt wall plug. A 12-volt output for charging 12-volt devices, and 3 USB ports. So you could charge up to 4 devices at once on this thing. Again, it has about 4.5 amps of output, which is huge. On the back here, so it's telling you IQ, so these must be intelligent ports of some sort, DC output and DC input. So nice, the ports are labeled, you never really get confused there. That's a nice touch. Now, any kind of an iPhone or Android phone or most point-and-shoot cameras will charge just fine from USB devices or from these USB ports. MP3 players, whatever you have usually that charges from USB will charge just fine on these. I have heard that if you have some sort of a low drain device, it could trick the battery into thinking that something isn't actually plugged in, so it will shut them off to conserve, its own energy. That's a bit of a concern, but that's kind of typical for batteries. I've heard that actually does apply here too. So it's basically your standard run-of-the-mill battery, short of the nice fancy casing on it. But this 12-volt output, this is one of the only ones that I've seen that actually has 12-volt output, and that's important because I use my Canon 70D, and it doesn't charge from USB. You have to plug it into the wall, and it's partly because it pulls so much wattage to charge the batteries. But also because there's special chargers that you need to charge them correctly and look for the serial numbers and that sort of thing. But I'm really excited about this 12-volt output because I can charge my LPE6 batteries through that too. So that's really nice. Now, 20,000 milliamp hours, I figured, so my GoPro is about 1,100 milliamp hours per charge. My Android phone is about 2,000 milliamp hours per charge. So I figured this will charge about 2 devices for up to about 7 days, give or take, roughly speaking. So again, we're going to be out taking a vacation here pretty soon, a week without power. So this should at least power like a Kindle, my GoPro, and my camera enough to at least get me through. I'm pretty excited about this. I'll let you know how it shapes up after the trip, but that's the Anker Astro 2 Pro Series 20,000 milliamp hour battery. If you guys have it, let me know what you think down in the comments. Otherwise, I'll let you know how it works for me when we get back. But until next time, see you in the next video.